Welcome to episode 45 of Liquid Velvet Literature. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. Welcome to episode 45 of Liquid Velvet Literature here on Prose Radio. We began today with lyrics by the Statler Brothers. And I know that song was made re-famous by Tarantino back in 94. But I always remember it in two ways, which is the old radio on top of the fridge, or the ice box, as my parents called it back then, playing old country while my parents chain smoked cigarettes and drank coffee in the early mornings. And then I remember it later when traveling across the U.S., job to job, place to place, town to town, city to city, with my electric, and I would just write. And I'd have this old radio, and I would play whatever station I can get, or my heavy metal cassettes. It was one of the two. It was country gold or heavy metal. And but that song brought a lot of that back to me. Just being crazed with the word and full speed, yet casual. It was weird. Okay, we have a great show today. And we have a lot of new blood on the site. And today we have a pretty healthy, albeit short pieces that were requested, but a couple of newbies. And the first one I'm really, it's a really cool piece broken. I think it's in 5 Roman numerals. It's called Troy. I forgot. I have to jump into I pulled them up and here we go. So without further ado, let's read. All right. This is it. This is LorelaiLeigh. It's 1 month in Troy. Okay. And I believe this is one of the new ones, the new authors on the site. So here we go. One month in Troy. 1. The distance between us is devouring my lungs. I'm left here gasping, trying to suture back together all the broken nights. The cigarette burns in my bed. Sheets. 2. I'm tracing love letters on my skin as my mouth rambles of hideous beauty, lurking in the shadows of mint leaves and roses, where I formed my own gods, my own constellations, between the thorns in my teeth. 3. I swear it's you I see behind these eyelids. Wishing to see northern lights in the eyes of strangers, there are dead leaves sprouting from your amber spine. You look like a goddess standing there reading my skin, quiet and shameless, proud of the gaping hole in my chest. 4. There is a wolf lurking in my doorway. Our eyes hold breathless conversations as dragons fly on swift wings to the tops of glass mountains, and secrets whisper through the stroke of my pen into the awaiting lungs of strangers, feeding them with words called dead fish. 5. Reaching up with child fingers, eager to devour the sun, your smile is the sweetest coffee poison I've ever drunk, so infecting as I ask you to lie to me, speaking to me in God's tongue of watercolor skies. You did. And the admin said, "Nicely done. Welcome to Prose." Yeah, nicely done is an understatement. That's really, really beautiful. LorelaiLeigh. Huh. I like that. I love this part. I love the drop. I just love that fade, that drop fade, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's a technique name for that, but I love this. In my bed, sheets, thorns in my teeth. I like that continuation. It's a beautiful, like, drip, 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 like an oil lamp. And let's see. This one is going to be, I have them just picked up. This is a haiku by Mariah. And I always like it when she's requested. Waiting. I quietly hope I will be the one to tame your capricious heart. I like that. Huckleberry Who says, I feel like a bad person for wondering how many syllables capricious has, but my question is, if you were to tame it, would it not bore you then? That's a good question. Careful what you ask for. I find I look forward to your comments, sir. It's 3 syllables, capricious. You made me second guess myself. So yeah, I checked, haha. Yeah, I do the same thing. Even if I fucking know, second guessing is, it's my second nature. Also, I'm learning to value peace over excitement, emotional and otherwise. Perhaps that is just a byproduct of getting older, or maybe I'm the one being tamed. I don't know, but I'm embracing it. Good for you. That's what I do. I just say fuck it and roll with it. And she's right though, as you age, you don't give all you want is quiet. It's weird. Before I go on, I want to say, by the way, thank you for that, Mariah. That was beautiful, as always. Before we go on, since we have a lot of new blood in the room, I want to go ahead and introduce the players, the team, if you will, the small family of pros. This is Mamba. Mamba is a brilliant poet, and also she's basically the nuts and bolts of pros. Behind the scenes, she coordinates the dev teams, the PR. She does everything. She organizes everything. She's definitely part of pros now. We've been around for about 10, 11 years. And I kind of look at Mamba as being akin to like when Newstead joined Metallica, and Hetfield one time said he's definitely part of Metallica now, till, that whole thing broke up. And I don't blame the kid for leaving, honestly. I would have too. But hopefully that doesn't happen with this one, because she drives a train, basically. And this is A, and he's like the CEO. And he's, as you can tell, he's doing some market research within the app. But I was with A when I first thought of pros back in 2014. So this is Mamba and this is A. And we'll close these out. And my name is Jeff Stewart. I am a writer of books and short things. And I thought of pros, but it's really not. It's really become something so beautiful and huge, and it's humbling. So thank you guys for being here. Whenever you write a letter to pros, the profile, or info@thepros.com, you're typically going to get me. This is my job. And so nice to meet you if we haven't met yet. What else? I'm a writer and a voiceover artist, and also I guess the admin, the daytime admin and sometimes nighttime admin We have a few more people that come on and do a job, but we have a guest host, Mariah, who is going to be featured in 46, I think she's reading for us, lending us her golden pipes again, which is always fucking awesome. I love the way she reads. Wish I could sound like that, all smooth and silky and glassy. Anyway, that's the team, so that's out of the way. And thank you again to LorelaiLeigh for that beautiful poem. And this is Flash Gordon, and this challenge is becoming really popular. It's by D-Test John. It's Hell is Other People, John Paul Sartre. Your thoughts? I love that. I featured Sartre. In fact, I think Sartre was featured with the Mariah read. Her first read, I think it was Sartre that was featured. I'm pretty sure. When I put that in the channel. Yeah, it was. Anyway, this is Flash Gordon, and I don't even have to read it to like it, but I'm going to like it because it's Flash Gordon. And these are all cold reads, but they're going to be read nonetheless. There are people who wallow in the energy field of people, strangers, colleagues, sex mates. They don't know. They simply enjoy soaking up prattle, jabber, babbling, brook, conversation, laughter, splash, them glowing in finery, hoping to be noticed, admired, applauded, better yet, talked about into others' night. There are people who demand other stimulation. Then there are those who recoil from the commotion, flinching, shrinking, cowering, wincing up from the thought, for those other people are hell. As always, Flash, well done and thank you. The Wanderer says, so true for me, the energy of others is like a stab to the heart. That's really good. Share your feeling. And D-Test John says yes, and thank you, and also for the challenge. Yeah, thank you, D-Test John. I'm going to deep dive this challenge. This is it's a great challenge. I wish I'd have thought of it. D-Test John is a very one of our, what I call, sometimes you'll hear me say a pillar of prose, or one of our legends, and D-Test John is definitely up there with like Mariah, with Haku, with all the people that have been here for so long, and like Mijong. I could go on. I don't want to miss anybody and start naming names because I'll miss people and I'll be pissed. So anyway, this is a great entry in that challenge. I hope people go to this and read it. This is a new person, MikeF, and it's called The White Pavilion. Like a torch in the dark, I am but a burning cross. Screams they penetrate. Another stale hour, a sleeping giant under a grand pavilion. Repetition tells me that we are all alike, that we are all but ants, that we are all but shells, that we are all but ash, sheltered by a grand pavilion. That is beautiful, MikeF. Thank you for that. Pavilion. I like that word. I really like this rhythm too in this part. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. And I think we had. I'm saving Mariah. Mariah sent. I never really named the people who request things, but I will in this case because Mariah sent a request, and I'm going to read it. But I'll save that to close us out. So this is the second to last piece. Again, it's by the challenge created by D-Test John, and it's 7v7, who I've grown to I'm kind of addicted to 7v7. I love this. I love this. The mind of this writer. My hell. It is, mayhaps, the people as reflected in my thoughts, the resultant mayhem as seen viewed in multiple looking glass, flip-flopped and flipped again like mayflies that pass easily through the swatter and soon die off as contortions, long, thin, or short, squat, dim versions in the back of the mind that may torment if I allow. 526-2024. Hell is the people. Your thoughts? Challenge at DTestJohn. And DTestJohn says thanks. 7v7 says, DTestJohn, thanks so much for the prompt. Thank you for entering. And then Bunny. Bunny is cool as fuck. I haven't gotten around to Bunny lately because I've been reading the request, and I hope Bunny gets requested. I really do. Bunny's cool. Nice fractured images. Love the mirror metaphor. Very interesting, right? Thanks so much, Bunny. Yeah. And Bunny's a songwriter, musician, writer, and I kind of a Renaissance man. And he's married to Mavia, and what a cool couple. What a cool couple. But yeah, he's I like this. Nice fractured images. Fractured images. I like that too. Fractured images. That'd be a cool name. Well, maybe not. It just sounds cool to say. Okay, the last piece is, it's a prize of $2 by Plexiglass Fruit, who is in one of my other newer and brilliant minds that have joined prose, not in the too far past, but recently. Did that make any fucking sense? It doesn't matter. Weekend's almost here. Not that that matters. Once you're over 30, weekends don't mean shit. And I'm 23 years past that part. Okay, here we go. This is Mother's Day. Write me a letter. Write me a letter, one to your mom, one to your children, or write one to me about your experience with your mother or about being one. Ignore everything except how you feel when you write it. Good, bad, jumbled, sweet, real. I just may have something for you. I like this prompt, Plexiglass Fruit. I really do. I like that. Ignore everything except how you feel when you write it. That's nice. That's nice. Well, let's say that. Okay. This is Ferryman with Tides and Wells. I know they can't even be an ounce, but the weight is so much more. 2 5x7 glossies printed in a tourist trap kiosk. I paid a far higher price than I should have, but the cost hasn't yet been tallied. Money is a tide, but memory is a well. Wells sometimes run dry. Her well isn't as deep as it once was. I'm stricken by how much she looks like her grandmother. What strikes me even more is the possibility that she'll live as long. I'm ashamed to admit that I hope she doesn't. Her independence is already gone, her mobility a thing of the past, and her thoughts have started trailing after. My great-grand was with us into my early 20s. She lived long enough to wither on the vine, mind as sharp as a razor, but a body fragile as glass. When the light in her eyes began to dim, when her memory began to slip, her body had already started to go. It was an easy thing for her to follow. My mother's mind started slipping by inches, and her body has declined by miles. Now it's a race to see which one will be gone first. She knows she's in decline. She's fighting it, but she's losing. Dialysis starts soon. I took her on a bucket list trip last week. We originally had it planned for late summer. Late summer will be too late. The water was too cold, but she went anyway. She never stepped foot in the Caribbean, and now she has. When I told her about the trip, the first thing she asked was if she could swim with dolphins. Absolutely, you will, I told her, and she did. She hates having her photo taken, so while she was distracted with my stepfather, I moseyed over to the photo center. She never asked what I had in the bag. 2 photographs, professionally captured, have her kissing or petting her very own personal flipper. She watched that show when she was a kid, and half a century later, she finally got to swim with the bottlenose. When it's her time to go, I'll probably be tasked with building an electronic photoreel. It will be hard to do because she avoids cameras when she can. She always has. I knew when I bought these pictures that eventually they'd be displayed in memoriam. Carrying these photos back to my hotel room, I know they can't even be an ounce, but the weight is so much more. Ooh. Yeah. Oof. Mariah says, damn it. Ferryman, you made me cry. And Plexiglass Fruit said what Mariah said. And then Plexiglass Fruit replies to Ferryman again. I tried to select the option to deem this beautiful piece as winner, but it is not showing me the selection to do so. I will try again later and see if the problem still exists. Well, hopefully you contacted us and we got into your... We set it up for you. And then our admin from yesterday, I think, or not, maybe the PM said, love this right in the chest. Yeah. Now that's stated. Now that's a good admin comment. That's not understated. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, Ferryman, you got me right in the heart there, buddy. That's a good piece and heartfelt and just fucking beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah. All right. Let me get out of this. And that's going to wrap today. Thank you for being here, and thank you again to the artists featured on the show today. Thank you to the New Blood, MikeF, and LorelaiLeigh. Thank you to 7v7, to flashgordon, to Mariah for her beautiful haiku and flawless request of Ferryman, and thank you, Ferryman, for that piece you wrote. Really, really beautifully done. So, if you like to read or write, go to thepros.com, read, write, inspire, be inspired. With the state of the world today, the mental health going down the tubes, we need real writing, and give it to us. Let us read you. And I don't know, back to prose. My first idea with prose was to, I don't know, in a weird way, if you're gonna, my thought was that they're gonna be online, if we're all gonna be online anyway, and why not be reading or writing, whether you're on a mobile or, the web? That was my thought. I thought maybe it would, I don't know, make things better. And reading the talent on the site now, it's being made abundantly clear to me that for me, going online is a much more rich experience than it would be if I didn't read the people on the site. So thank you for that. And I'm gonna get out of here. It's the weekend. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and Mavia will see you in episode 46, I believe, with her beautiful guest narration. So I'm going to get out of here and take good care.